listening to the GemMint Podcast by GFNF. Your weekly breakdown of sports cards, hobby news, and everything in between. Here's your hosts, Jake and Nico.
Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to GemMint by GFNF, presented by Collector Caps. It is Wednesday, May 11th, and pretty interesting week, to say the least. As always, I got the homie Jake here. What's going on, Jake? How was your week, dude?
Interesting, like you said. a little bit different with not a ton of heavy retail stuff, but
It was expensive.
It was very expensive. Also, I'm sitting over here with no air conditioning, so
Yeah, that
if you hear a
sounds.
thud during this podcast, just know I went out.
All right. I'll finish it out, and then we will call for help after.
There we go.
Just got to finish out the episode first, though. So, yeah, let's get into it. On the retail front, there was literally nothing. I mean, we had Target on their Sunday 3 a.m. drop.
Mhm.
For those that are on the East Coast, so midnight for the West Coasters. It was I think it was just there was Bowman Blasters. I woke up at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I feel like I'm like just gonna be programmed to wake up at this time now on Sunday mornings.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah, because I'm addicted to source cards. So Bowman Blasters, and then there was one other thing.
The Bowman Blasters did temporarily go out of stock.
Oh, and then the Bowman University Blasters, which are they still sitting in stock?
I think so.
Dude, I honestly can't believe how cheap those boxes are for
I
like
know,
what some of the hits are actually going
hobby's
for.
Yeah, the hobby's not selling terrible, and I mean it's sold out. So
Yeah, I mean, I opened the box, did pretty well. Yeah, the blasters are still in stock. So are the Bowman baseball blasters are also still in stock.
that's not surprising. They make a ton of that.
Yeah, definitely like the most printed throughout the whole year. But yeah, so we saw those drop. I think there was some like Pokemon stuff, but like nothing crazy. But no Tuesday drop for Target this week. I think that was just like a collection of like how much they had to ship.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah, they were behind for sure.
Yeah, I don't really think there was any other reason for them. There was like no holiday or anything like that, so they just kind of skipped a week. And then we had Walmart again today, which was like, I think like the last like 4 drops have been the exact same thing.
Right.
Everyone's still going after these Hero DC cards, which are doing like absolute numbers. You could still hit like a couple $1,000 cards in there. So yeah, I think that's why people are going pretty hard at them. Plus DC's like pretty big, brand in itself. So
I'm the Batman. That's a good Batman. They crush that.
Yeah, yeah, we'll keep that in consideration for future.
I'm starting to hallucinate with the heat.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it on the retail front. And then we mentioned it was an expensive week. We finally saw F1 Sapphire on Topps. Kind of had like rumblings that like, because we had the Miami Grand Prix this past weekend. Kind of like some thoughts going around like, oh, like Topps is gonna wait until the Miami Grand Prix to drop it, because I mean we were coming up on 6 or 7 weeks since Hobby dropped.
Right.
So I mean like we were getting to like the point where it's like, all right, like you got to drop this. When's the last time they did this big of a release on a Friday?
Been a long time. Usually it's Mondays and Wednesdays what they like.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a Friday drop of this magnitude. So yeah, so we saw it in all the EU regions, and then we saw it on Topps US. So it was not Montgomery Club, but we will talk about that later. I mean, the price was pretty shocking. It was $6.99 before taxes and shipping. So if you bought from EU, I think it was anywhere from $7.50 to, I think like some of the regions like to get it to US like was even almost to $1,000 a box. Yeah, so I know UK was 800 shipped. Those shipped already. Still have yet to get any shipping notification from the US. So
quantity in the UK and one quantity on the US.
Oh, you had. Oh,
No,
you're
I'm saying
saying.
it
Okay.
dropped at 2 quantity. You were able to do 2
Yep.
quantity on UK tasks, and then if you were going during the US release, it was down to 1 quantity.
Yeah. I mean, we had a lot of like it was an interesting drop in that like honestly the site really didn't die. The issue with the site was you couldn't get shipping rates, at least with the US. I don't know if UK was like this too. It
Yeah,
seemed
it
like
was.
UK sold out like pretty quick. But US was in stock for a while because people couldn't. You could card it easily, but you couldn't get like their payment processor to accept your address and give you a shipping rate.
Right.
But we had a lot of manual success. I know both of us hit like 18 boxes.
Yeah.
Matt has like 18 boxes. Slumped hit a ton, even though he's not 5'8" but we won't talk about that. So I mean, the group like I almost unless someone can give me some receipts, we had that stuff pinged before anyone else.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So shout out to Least. I was driving. I was on my way to Alt to pick some stuff up, and
Did you have a mini back when?
dude, I was legitimately pulling out of my development. I saw that ping. I pinged it. I didn't even know Least pinged it. I like pinged it right after him, and I straight up just went Lewis Hamilton through my development to get back. I called my wife yelling to start the capture harvesters, and somehow got the first checkout. I think out of everything.
Shout out Mrs. Nico for the assist.
Yeah, seriously. So yeah, pretty crazy drop, but I think overall pretty successful for everyone. I mean the resale market is like it's pretty strong. Like they're moving pretty like frequently at 1,300, which is almost a 2x. I mean it looks like we have like about 8,000 more boxes for this than last year, and it's still low. It's like still about 23,000 total boxes, which is pretty low.
Yeah, I don't see this being under $2,000 by I don't know, summer, beginning of fall.
We'll see. I mean, the market's still like pretty crazy with F1, given everything else going on right now in the world, right. Especially sports cards. But yeah, F1 wax seems to still be pretty solid. And you could maybe like if it dips lower, see some buying opportunities if you're looking to load up on some of this stuff. You know, I mean, last year's hobbies are around 3,500 and Sapphire sitting around like 4,000.
Right.
So I mean, it makes sense that we should see about 2,000 with hobbies doing, you know, anywhere from 1,200, 1,300.
Right.
So the cards look good. I mean, we have some new colors. There's like a sepia. There's a yellow, and I think there's a black and white too, which is pretty cool. So definitely some more parallels, but
I like the yellow. Yellow should be out of 75 if they follow what they're doing.
Well, they didn't call it yellow, and I'm gonna botch the name of it because I'm pretty sure it's like French or something. But it's out of 199.
Okay.
I think there's a green out of 75. It's confusing because people open them and there's the sepia is out of 100, but it's not on the box. Like it's not. There's no pack odds for it.
Interesting.
So they either were like, oh, let's like add this color at the end and like did it after printing the boxes, or not really sure. But yeah, cards look cool. I mean, I might rip one. We'll see. Definitely gonna just store probably most of them in the closet and
take them away.
See what happens. I'll go to my grave with them if I have to. But yeah, moving on to some in-store updates. This is kind of like a pretty big blunder. This is like there was something else similar to this.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's not surprising that Topps would screw this up, but we're seeing Bowman Fat Packs show up in store at Walmart and Myers if you have those in your area, and they have a little bit of a problem that they put a security tag, a white, looks like a bonus card almost, with a little security tag in the back of some of the packs, not all of them, and it seems to be that all the packs with security tags have the hits. So people.
I mean, how do you literally mess that up? Like that's just so insane to me. Like that is a really big mess up that like obviously people are going to catch on to and figure out. Like it's I mean,
there's there's never repercussions for their screw ups, and they continue to happen. So
Yeah.
I just think, I mean, obviously this was done down at the printing facility down in Texas. So who's ever in charge of quality control down there, excellent work.
Yeah, they're like, all right, here's all the good cards. Make sure you put the security tags on those ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's better than people like those weirdos that like run their finger along the side of the fat packs to try to find
those infuriating.
Yeah, so I mean, at least they won't mess the cards up, I guess. But
but now that's just made it easier for them just to get them to go.
If you go to the store and you see some fat packs laying around, if they don't have the security tag, they're probably just a bunch of base cards, unfortunately. So.
Or they're trying to stick it to people that steal stuff. Like, hey, you want to steal stuff, you're getting nothing but base.
Yeah, or helping them out. If you're going to steal stuff, here's the good stuff.
Yeah. Well, if it's got the security tag, it'll ding them.
Yeah, but you just got to run fast.
Yeah, that's true.
A little unrelated. Did you see the video of those dudes at Best Buy that walked in and like there was 4 of them and they tried to rip the phones off like those like security cable like stands? No. Oh, dude. It's actually pretty funny because they do it. The one dude can't get the phone off, and then all of a sudden you just see like 10 Best Buy employees like swarm the entrance. Like they're just like, no shot, you guys are dipping out of this. So pretty stupid, don't steal. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the retail piece of the week. Moving on to the hobby happenings. We cannot get rid of these guys.
They're forever.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, WhatNot was basically hosting a competition where they went to a bunch of like different personalities and breakers. Ryan, Card Collector 2, was one of them. Pac-Man, if you're familiar with him, as well as Backyard Breaks, the green the Trevor Lawrence gold kaboom guys, and basically they were doing a bunch of flawless breaks, and whichever breaker, if they did, pulled the triple Logo Man LeBron, which is probably the most sought after card in this. Well, definitely in the set. Probably, in a while. It's definitely one of the most sought after. If they pulled it, you got a Lambo, and then obviously like whoever got the card. Well, the Backyard Break dudes, the Crop Top Kings, they ended up pulling it in a break. So it is it was like an individual team. I don't know if it was pick your team. I think it was random.
Random.
Yep. So it was 3 different teams: Cavs, Heat, Lakers. So those 3 teams split it. I assume it's going to go right to auction.
They determined that they're gonna just split it, send it to.
Could you imagine randoming that?
Oh, dude, I would use it to get Drake to fly me out to LA and party and stuff. Big, listen, man, let's make a deal on this card.
I mean,
hang with the boys.
Yeah, insane hit. I mean, instant millionaires, all 3 of them. Maybe not after taxes, but still, definitely.
I wouldn't complain about that.
No, I wouldn't complain either.
What do you think that's going to go for? $5 million?
The card's hideous.
It's not good looking.
No, it's not. Probably $3-4 million, I would think.
Wild.
It just seems. Wild. I mean, it's seriously like. When's the last time you saw like a single card with like this much, kind of like just craziness around it?
Yeah, I mean
that they're giving away a Lambo, like for someone to pull it.
Right.
So it's pretty crazy.
Dude, we're going to get videos of those crop top idiots driving around in that Lambo now. Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. They're going to do a break from it or something. I just gave them too many ideas.
Brutal.
But
we know you're listening.
Yeah, we know you're listening. So last week we saw the Superfractor Lewis Hamilton portrait card sell for $900,000. Great timing with the Miami GP, and then even better timing. The person that has the Superfractor auto got it graded. It got an 8, and it was on display. I believe they had it in a booth at the race. That's like a $2 to $3 million card all day.
Oh, yeah.
That is definitely the card from the set. It doesn't get any better. I don't care who's winning right now. I'm
assuming we'll see that on Golden next month.
Dude, I don't know. The guy that has it's like an actor. I forget his freaking name, dude. So he doesn't need to sell it. I wouldn't sell it. There's literally no reason. Like Lewis Hamilton, I mean, you saw the photo of him, Jordan, David Beckham, and Tom Brady. Like,
oh yeah, goats.
The goats of their sport. well, I don't know about that. I don't really watch soccer, but like I know David Beckham's good, so
Yeah, I don't
let's
think
give him
he's
the
probably
benefit of
go,
the doubt. Like
the other ones, yes.
yeah. So just the star power, like that was at first of all that was at the Miami Grand Prix, like just shows you just how crazy it was for the market. So yeah, we'll see. I don't think it's gonna go to auction. Honestly, I think they were just using it to let people know it's out there and it's graded, and that's pretty much it. But
It's
yeah,
cool. There's so much star power down there at that race. Unbelievable.
yeah. I mean, everyone was there, like literally everyone. So it's just cool to see. Moving on to some baseball. A top scout who doesn't want to be named stated that Jason Dominguez looks considerably worse while in low A ball. He's compared to some of the other guys that like people are big on, he's not doing that bad, honestly.
Yeah, so I read this article. I do believe that a top scout said that, but here's the thing: he's still the fourth youngest player in the minors. I mean,
yeah,
he's a
still
kid.
he's still super young, and he like if you go look at his hits, his exit velo is like ridiculous, dude. Everything he hits is like 108 miles an hour and above. Like he's ripping like 108 mile an hour singles, like Stanton type stuff.
He's striking out a lot, which is common with young kids, and his power's there. He just needs time to develop. Like people saw Bobby Witt progress so fast through the minors. Now he's in the pros. This guy's rookie already. Like
yeah,
but that doesn't happen with everyone, and he's 3 or 4 years older than Jason, so give him a few years. Hey, he'll be fine.
Yeah,
I'd like the Yankees to move him to the Cubs.
Yeah. Yeah, no way. Get out of here. We got Rizzo. We got Dominguez. No. Yeah, he's young. Not everyone's gonna have the eye of Juan Soto. So
yeah,
that's how it is. You want to touch on this Khalil Watson?
Yeah, dude, I got one in front of me. So, the top chase, or arguably the top chase, one of them with Ellie De La Cruz, but Khalil Watson's card from Bowman. His bio on the back of the card, the last sentence that kind of describes who he is says "son of a truck driver," and that's it. That's just how the card ends, which is
really interesting. It's really.
So I don't know if they just didn't do a terrible amount of research on him, or just that was the answer they got back from his PR team. But either way, his call to be on the back of a card,
and it's like ... son of a truck driver.
Yeah. It almost sounds like they're calling him a name, son of a truck driver.
Yeah, interesting. That's kind of that's pretty funny.
If you got one in front of you, look at it. It's hysterical.
I do. I literally actually just got one in. I had the Marlins in a break, and it literally got here today. So I just took a look. Yeah. eBay, they're continuing to expand their authentication systems, and now with the sports cards. So they have CSG, which is authenticating raw singles of $250 or more. But now they have the partnership. I think we mentioned it last week. So slabs worth $2,000 or more will be re-authenticated pretty much by PSA. This seems like a disaster. I guess because it's $2,000 or more, it's not a ton. But does PSA really need more work?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So why them?
Some of the numbers from this is pretty impressive, though. If you read this article, it's eBay and PSA released their numbers as far as what's been selling on eBay that they've been tracking. So we know how big 2020 was with the boom, but look at this. So the first half of 2021 that was recorded was over $2 billion in transactions on sports cards, which was equal to the entire year of 2020, which is insane.
That's pretty crazy.
And then they also showed some trading card growth by categories based on what is selling, and tennis is at the top of that at a 1,797% increase, where basketball, which we know the market's kind of down, is at the very bottom at 148%. So.
I find that interesting just because tennis doesn't have, there's not a lot. You have Net Pro and that's it. And they don't, it's not released a bunch. There's actually, not to derail this a little bit, but for tennis, there's a new kid on the block, Carlos Alcaraz. He's 18 years old, from Spain, and he just ran through Nadal and then Djokovic, in the tournament last week. I don't know if he ended up winning, but he's like the 9th ranked player in the world.
Prospect in tennis now?
If there was a card I could buy, yeah.
There you go.
Well, my wife played, so I know some
That's true.
stuff about tennis.
You gotta get the first. Maybe there'll be a first Bowman.
Yeah, first
Not a
Bowman tennis.
Sapphire.
Actually, I think there's supposed to be Topps Chrome tennis.
Stop.
I'm not even kidding. I seriously actually think there might be Topps Chrome tennis on the horizon here. So
Okay.
that'd be pretty cool.
Get a rookie card.
Yeah. One of the I guess most of the famous ballparks in the world, Fenway Park. They're holding a card show. I think it's this weekend.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it's this weekend because I was supposed to go. Yeah, May 14th, 15th. So, yeah, pretty cool. I don't know where exactly it is.
It's on the pavilion. They said it's on one of the pavilions out there.
Okay.
In the down right field.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, we're better to have a card show than a baseball stadium.
Yeah,
I really can't think of anywhere better than that.
It'd be cooler if it was at Wrigley, but yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe they'll do one at Wrigley. You know?
Maybe. They're not spending money on the team. Might as well spend money on a card show.
No one's going to watch the team play, so they might as well get, some people in there to buy
You're
and sell
lying.
cards. But, yeah, pretty cool. So if you're in the Boston area, I would definitely check that out. I'm a little bummed I can't make it. PSA, they have open $50 economy indefinitely. It kind of like, honestly, first of all, not everyone has 20 cards to send. So I don't think they're like too worried about people flooding with these $50 orders. Also, they did it twice a week.
Yeah.
Like for me, like I don't know, like I'm at a point now where it's like it's pretty tough to find 20 clean cards that I want to send in.
Yeah, if I run into a couple, then it's nice to have it open. Then you send you one or two at a time. But
I send like 5. Like I'll send 5. And move on. I was getting 20, I'll send 5. So I don't think it's really going to change anything. My last 20 carder just popped today. It was checked in on the 7th. So a little bit over a month.
yeah, that's not bad.
But they seem to be moving pretty quick still.
The stipulation they added with that is that it was a 90-day turnaround time.
That was smart.
Operating quicker than that right now, but yeah, they're giving themselves room to.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll hit that time though. To be honest with you, like you said, it's hard to find 20 cards to send at the $50 range unless you're just ripping a ton of product, which is expensive nowadays. So I don't know if they even fall back to that 90-day.
Yeah, it's just a good buffer though that they can be like, hey, we said 90 days. Just because you were getting it in a month, now we got a lot more. Like, you're beat.
Yeah, you guys waited a year and a half for a value submission. You can wait 90 days.
Yeah, exactly. One of the other relatively big grading companies, CSG, they've partnered. I guess PWCC partnered with them to offer priority grading and auction services. So, interesting choice in CSG. CSG has, they just redid their entire grading scale, brand new slabs, everything. So pretty interesting.
Because PSA and BGS and stuff wouldn't do it.
I mean, I think BGS would have done it. They're just they're not as busy as people think. So I think obviously PSA was like they have their thing with Golden, so that was obviously off the board. So I guess CSG was the choice for them. I feel like SGC is probably like not big enough. Like I feel like they don't have the manpower for it. I honestly don't even know how big CSG is, but I feel like no one's sending there, so they probably have a lot of time on their hands. So so they're partnering together. I don't know what the fees are like. I don't know if they've said if like. Okay, so cards graded and offered for auction in less than 2 weeks, for $20 a card. So
it's not bad.
That's 2 weeks back. Yeah. Might be some money making opportunities there.
They said 10-day turnaround time here on the submitted cards through this service. So
yep,
not bad at all.
No, it'll be interesting to see if anyone actually takes advantage of it.
You're getting what you pay for, right? I mean,
yeah, it's probably stuff's not going to go. I mean, before that, CSG 10s were pretty like they were going for more than PSA 10s because like if you bought that, I bought a couple. You crack it, it's a PSA 10.
Right, which would not make any why they would go for more if that's what your goal is. But
yeah, I know. Yeah, some people, I don't know. Maybe, you wouldn't believe how many people want to crack PSA and send to BGS for a black label.
Yeah,
I've had this conversation with Ronnie, and he gets an obscene amount of people that want to crack to go to BGS to try to get a black label or a 10.
Yeah.
So it doesn't honestly surprise me that people are willing to pay up.
Well, the nice thing about this too, that, you know, again, CSG is CSG, but with this service, they stated that the grading fee for the card that you're selling on the PWCC marketplace, the $20 fee will not be charged until the final sale of the card. So you get the card graded, it goes up for sale, it sells, then that $20 fee is assessed into the final sale, which is nice. You don't have to front the money if you're doing multiple cards at a time and stuff like that.
Yeah, that is actually really, really cool. So that's an interesting way to approach it.
You got to do something, man. They can't, if they're going to do the exact same thing like eBay or anything like that, they're going to lose out, but that's not bad at all.
Yeah. If it works for them, then, power to them. So we'll see what happens with that. Probably the biggest story.
Drama.
Yeah, the biggest drama story of the week was the Montgomery club, like, just outlash and just, like, pitchforks and sticks of fire. So with F1
still smoldering.
Yeah, so with F1 Sapphire dropping, there was, last year you got Montgomery club access to it. If you held 6 months to a year, you made $4,000 because the boxes were like $100. So
bad.
Pretty good return on investment. This year, they shafted all the 5A2 members.
First Sapphire release ever.
Yeah, so did not give access to F1 Sapphire Montgomery Club, which is weird because the product link looked like a Montgomery Club link. There were rumblings that people said that it was supposed to be. People reached out to Topps support, and they said it was supposed to be, and there was a site issue. I don't know of anyone's U.S. orders that shipped yet. Do you think there's a chance they do anything?
I hope not.
I also hope not, but
for our sake. But
yeah,
I could, if they had. Yeah, the not shipping yet part is dangerous,
especially with UK shipping.
Yeah, the UK shipping is good news, but I think a majority of our boxes came from the US. At least mine did. I got some on there, but I don't know. I mean, you have to. We have how many boxes? Just under 23,000, and you have to assume every bit of half, if not more, were UK. I don't know. I mean, is there how many Montgomery Club memberships do you think there
are? I want to say like 5,000.
So
5,000-6,000.
That's going to leave 5,000 or 6,000 for a public release again if they.
But
I don't think they can randomly cancel. Just pick 5,000-6,000 to cancel.
I mean, they had to have dropped a good amount of the UK, especially with 2 quantity.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So with to make
it could totally just sell out to Montgomery. Like everyone's gonna buy it. Like they're like, okay, I can make $600-$700. Like I'm gonna buy it. Or drop ship it to someone that wants to buy it.
Man.
Yeah, not good. Especially when they upped the price of Montgomery Club this year. If you remember last year, you got for the same price, but still shitty. People were like trying to drop some legal action, threatening, class action lawsuits and stuff. But I mean, if you want to go after, remember they're owned by Fanatics. Yeah. You want to go after the $27 billion Fanatics. Over $600 profit, be my guest.
With no legal standing whatsoever.
Yep, yeah, be my guest. Yeah, they word stuff a certain way to cover their ass, and they have terms and conditions and disclaimers,
right?
Just in case. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the hobby news. That was definitely the highlight. Some pretty cool action in the sports world. Probably one of the coolest. This horse wasn't even supposed to race. and he won the Kentucky Derby. So Rich Strike was an 80-1 favorite to win the Kentucky Derby.
On Solis.
Yeah, I didn't.
Where's the call on that?
Yeah, Solis. Seriously, like, come on, you gotta
start making 81 horse calls. Bro.
Yeah, seriously, trying to get rich quick. Yeah, I think a horse had to drop out, so this horse got to race. The horse went absolutely ballistic after the race. Like, they literally couldn't get like control of it. One dude like punched it in the head. Kind of felt bad. Not cool. Kind of hope that horse steps on that dude's head, but
definitely.
So it's pretty messed up.
Kick to the throat.
Yeah, you got to watch the overhead video of this horse. Just like literally put it into fifth gear and just take off.
Oh, I know, it was unbelievable.
It's insane. Like, how does that horse like just rip like that? Yeah, it literally looked like a car taking off. He just was like zooming in and out between everyone. So shout out to Rich Strike. We touched a little bit earlier, but the Miami Grand Prix, Max Verstappen won it pretty handily. They were so much faster than everyone else on the straightaway, which obviously there was a safety car towards the end.
What do you think his finishing distance would have been had it not been for the safety car?
I forget how many seconds ahead he was. I want to say he was like 6 seconds ahead. He probably
was more than that. He was more than that.
Was he? I honestly don't remember what it was.
9 or 10.
Yeah, it would have been over 10 because they were. I mean, Charles was in second, and I think they were like 5-6 miles an hour faster in the straightaway. So like, even on the restart, like after the 2 laps before you can activate DRS, like Charles couldn't even get close enough within 1 second to where like DRS would even have been useful.
Right.
So yeah,
no DRS after the safety car, obviously, but.
Yeah, but we did see Carlos Sainz not crash and get a podium. So great for me. I have a lot of Sainz cards.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah, we like to see Carlos on the podium. I want him to win 1 or 2, which would be nice. But, yeah, Max looks like if he's finishing, he's winning. Pretty crazy. I know both.
Mercedes didn't have a terrible showing either.
No, yeah, Lewis got kind of like screwed by just the safety car and their whole strategy. I mean, George Russell came back. What did he start, like 15th?
He was way back.
Yeah, he ended up 5th. Lewis in 6th. So I mean, they have a pretty strong grasp on 3rd in the Constructors Championship. So they look like the 3rd best car. I mean, I think George will eventually get one this year. It might come at the cost of Charles and Max crashing or not finishing.
Definitely.
But hopefully he gets one because he's been driving really well. It looks like the upgrade they made really helped the car. So we have Barcelona next. I believe it is in another week. So there's this week off. I think when they travel like across water like this, there's usually a week in between. Just because like the logistics of getting all that crap there. And if there's a good YouTube video on like the logistics of F1.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's
and how they get the cars and like just everything from place to place. So pretty cool. So yeah, looking forward to that one. John Morant, he has a bone bruise. Is this from like the apparent like Jordan Poole like pulled on his knee?
Yeah,
that kind of sucks. I saw they dap each other up though, which is like I kind of like bad boy John Morant. I didn't really like that move.
Yeah, posterized dunking. Yeah,
that's
the kind of job.
Don't dap up the dude that literally took you out.
Right.
So, yeah. So NBA playoffs are in full swing. Jokic won the MVP over Embiid. Embiid did not seem happy. He played like shit. After that, everyone thought like, everyone's like, oh, lock for Embiid to like absolutely demolish. Like he's pissed off, and he like the whole team just didn't look good. So, not great.
Yeah, it's a bone. Shout out ML having to go through that drama with his team.
Yeah, shout out to Matt. That sucks. Tom Brady, so he's still playing football, but
this is wild.
Yeah, he already signed with Fox as their lead NFL analyst for a cool 10-year, $375 million. Probably still makes less than Giselle with that.
Probably.
But pretty cool. It's like you're graduating college, like you have the job lined up ready. Like the same thing, just like a lot less money. So
that's he's just geared different, man. That guy is just a
he's literally the definition of built different. like no one else is close. Oh
my god!
NFL
It's the highest analyst salary in the history of broadcasting.
Yeah, probably worth it. I think he's gonna be good. But yeah, NFL schedule fully releases tomorrow. They've been like dropping stuff here and there. Yeah, Seahawks have traveled 29,000 miles and changed the time zone. Changed time zones 34 times. That's insane. Steelers will travel 6,000 miles and never change time zones. That is also insane.
It's wild that
they allow that.
That's unfair. Yeah,
that seems so unfair. Yeah,
because everyone here is you know, if you're listening, you've traveled, you know how tired you get from traveling, and it does take a mental and physical toll on you. Yeah, that's just that kind of difference, dude. Like 23,000 miles of difference, changing time zones, adjusting to different time zones.
I wonder how they figure that out. I have to imagine they have software that figures out like an optimal schedule, but yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it didn't do its job this time.
Yeah.
Yikes.
FIFA has ended their video game partnership with EA Sports after almost 30 years. I used to rip FIFA a lot. Is there any news on like what's happening there? Like, are they going with another publisher or something?
No, EA Sports is still going to do soccer, but it's not going to be called. It's basically FIFA's branding will end on it. It'll be know, whatever it ends up being,
something else,
something like that.
One of those leagues.
Yeah, they do some money in sales. It looks like $20 billion over the last 2 decades.
Yeah, not bad. Obviously, soccer is like the biggest sport in the world, so
yep,
makes sense.
I mean, I would smoke you at FIFA.
Probably not, but we could set that up.
Maybe at the National we'll do a live stream for the podcast.
Yeah, we'll do that in Fortnite. We'll,
Ooh, well, not on live stream.
And the live stream canceled. The Angels rookie Reed Detmers threw a no-hitter versus the Rays, which is pretty crazy considering how good Wander's been playing.
Considered how poor his ERA was entering it.
Yeah, true. He entered with the third highest ERA, entering a no-hitter with a 6.33. So pretty crazy.
You saw cool. That you've seen how the market reacted to that is rookie cards and stuff like that were going for stupid amounts, even the paper ones.
Yeah, very odd. You got to capitalize on stuff like that, you know. You got to be ready. Know where that stuff is in those 5-row boxes when the time calls. The Lakers owner, Jeannie Buss, expressed frustration after their $200 million roster went 33-49. And then got a cool $45 million luxury tax on top.
And didn't even touch the play.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron played well. Like,
yeah,
he played really well. So, yeah, that sucks though. You know, the Lakers are obviously a storied franchise, so you want at least like an opportunity. You know, get to the playoffs. 33-49 is terrible.
It's not like she's losing money at that record.
Yeah,
you know, they're selling out games, and LeBron's bringing money into the stadium. So
yeah, but she probably had to sell like one of her like 15 houses, which like is unfortunate. So
it makes me think of this, dude. This time it kind of makes me think of one of my favorite movies of all time, definitely top 10, Moneyball, where just because you spend a ton of money, and I know you're probably against this as a Yankee fan, but just because you spend an enormous amount of money, you know, trying to buy championships doesn't necessarily make you the best team.
Yeah, I agree.
I
don't know though. Yankees look like the best team right now.
That's unfortunate.
Moving on, the NCAA is cracking down on paying athletes. Do you know a little bit about this? This is just ridiculous.
So their athletes are allowed to make money on their name and likeness now through, you know, sponsorships and endorsements and anything like a pro player would. What the rule is that they're going to be strictly enforcing is that the booster funding that comes from schools, you know, the alumni associations and stuff like that, they cannot raise money and give money to pay players to come to that school. So that was obviously the way they were doing it back when it was illegal. A lot of these booster programs and stuff were doing fundraisers and using a lot of their funding to, you know, buy cars and gifts and stuff for these athletes and stuff like that. So basically the NCAA is cracking down saying, if a major company wants to sponsor or make product based off this player, that's fine. But what's not going to happen is Kentucky and and Duke and North Carolina and all these big programs are not going to use their huge alumni booster foundation to fund paying these kids to come play. So that makes sense. Whether or not they can actually police that and track where all the money comes from, who knows?
Yeah, interesting.
So
NCAA doing NCAA things. Shocker. Yeah.
Let's check in on some rookies.
Yeah, go ahead. Run through some of the updates here.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Spencer. Mr. Torkelson is kind of in a nosedive. He went from a 190 batting average last week when we checked in. Now he's down to 155, 276 on the slugging, or I'm sorry, 276 on base, 274 on the slugging. Bobby is taking just a tiny step back, down to 220 on the average and 570 OPS. J-Rod's looking fantastic. He's starting to turn it on now. Wander's staying the same. Wander's hitting well, doing great. And J-Rod's starting to turn it on, dude. He's up almost 30 points on the batting average. He's up 60 points on the OPS. His slugging has gained over 30 points. So J-Rod's turning it on. Wander's staying steady. Bobby's struggling a little bit, and Spencer Torkelson's trying to get a job down in AAA.
Yeah, I mean, J-Rod's on base is pretty strong at a 317. I mean, he's got, like a 60.06 gap there.
Yeah, and these stats don't matter. Like, J-Rod's definitely stolen the most bases out of these guys.
Yeah, he's playing well. Let's double check.
He was leading the league at one point.
Let me see. MLB steal leaders. I'm going to say that he probably is, just because dudes aren't stealing that much.
Right. Yeah, he's quick.
He had a 2 steal lead. Yeah, so he has 10.
Okay.
He has sole possession of first place right now. So
speaking of stolen bases, have you ever heard that stat? I see it on Baseballer all the time. That someone would have to steal like 60 bases a year over a 50-year playing career, or something like that, to even come close to tying Ricky Henderson.
Really? That's actually pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. He used to steal every time he was on.
That's nuts. Damn, J-Rod's really struck out 40 times. I know a lot of those were like those honestly terrible calls. But damn, yeah, he's 254 though for striking out 40 times. Yeah, is pretty good. 11 ribbies, 9 walks. So he's getting on base. Hopefully next week we check in. He's at 280. But we'll see. Yeah, poor Spencer Torkelson. That sucks. That's really weird.
I don't think they send him down yet, but he is.
He's getting there. Yeah, he's getting close to needing it. But yeah, let's hop into the high rollers. So nothing too crazy on the high dollar sales this week. Justin Herbert, who's probably the hottest name. He's gonna be the hottest name for the football market uptick. His National Treasures RPA out of 25 raw sold for a cool $39,000.
That seems high for raw, doesn't it?
Dude, National Treasures. If it's the true RPA out of 25, I think that's pretty good. Those cards usually beat the shit though, so it's probably like a 7. So good luck with that. It's probably a reason it was sold raw. Yeah. Lewis Hamilton, Topps Chrome from 2020, red 70th, which have a print run of 4. Which is weird. It's less than the regular numbered red. PSA 9 did 46,000.
Not bad.
Pretty big sale. 52 Mantle, BVG 5.5, did 116,000. An O-Pee-Chee Wayne Gretzky from 79.80. Green Label SGC 96 when they had their 100-point scale, 130,000. And then I think this is the first time we've had one of these, I feel like, in a little bit. 86 Fleer Michael Jordan PSA 10 did 213,000. So we've seen those go up to like 400,000, I think, is like when they peaked. If it was a clean cop, those copies, like, depends when, honestly, when it was graded. But those they fluctuate a little bit. But I mean, 213,000 is not chump change, so.
No, it's cool. It definitely pays some of our F1 Sapphire bill.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, let's get into some of the bigger polls. Speaking of big polls, you want to protect those things at all costs. Collector Caps, our sponsor, is the way to go. They have 360-degree protection of these cards with a cap that goes over the top loader. Protects it. It looks great. It's something that you can display. It's something that you can store for your personal collection. And even now with WhatNot, we're talking about these Lambos given away and all these big pulls happening on WhatNot. It's a great way to get your branding out there. They do custom caps, multiple colorways. They can parallel match. Tons of options from our boys over there at Collector Caps that allow you to advertise any unique way you want to. We like them a lot. We're having some custom GFNF ones drawn up that we're going to have Al debut in some upcoming breaks. Anyway, I think it's a good way to get your business out there, and an even better way to send to these people as a little extra thing for buying into breaks and stuff like that. You can check them out at Collectors Caps on Instagram and Twitter, online at collectorcaps.shop. Use our code GFNF for 15% off. Get some delivered, put some on some big pulls. Let's take a look at some of these cards that are Collector Cap worthy, because there were quite a few of them this week.
Yeah, I mean, Al's been pulling like some insane stuff in our breaks. I don't know if he could fit one on one of the footballs or jerseys that we've been putting in the breaks, but he could probably get one on a top loader. So
you could jam it in there.
Yeah, stick a couple together, slide it over the football. Yeah, probably.
I love it.
So massive pulls. Pretty big one. First week of Bowman, Wander Franco, rookie auto red out of 5 from LMS Box Breaks. Nasty looking card. Leighton with the LeBron James 101 Immaculate Game Used Logo Man.
Yep.
It's a cool card.
I mean, you and I aren't basketball guys, so maybe we're a little bit biased, but I don't think those Logo Mans are that good looking at cards.
Yeah. It's an okay looking card. I wouldn't, if I had millions to buy a card, I wouldn't buy that one.
I'd rather have the next one on the list.
Yeah, all of them. So we had a F1 Dynasty release this week, but there was a Lando 2020 Dynasty triple patch auto out of 5, and then a jumbo patch auto out of 5 in back-to-back boxes. So this person, I guess, in the break hit both.
Yeah. They were same driver spot, same guy hit both of these literally back-to-back boxes.
And these are 2020.
They were doing a case of 2020 before they did the case of 2021.
Shout out to that guy. That's some luck. And there's been a couple big 2021 pulls. The Charles 101 Zipper auto got pulled. Insane looking card.
Wouldn't you say that's got to be a top 5 hit of the product, maybe top 3?
Yeah, there's like 7 or 8 101s, I think, based on the variations. You got like the triple. The Zipper one's pretty badass though.
The Zipper one's the one that's the product advertisement. I mean,
the flag ones are pretty sick too. Like
the Ferrari
country
patch,
flags.
The country patch and the Ferrari logo one would be, or any team logo.
Yeah, and then also had a Lewis Hamilton out of 2. Just really hit, like the Mercedes ones look really good with the color photos and the purple patches. It just looks really sharp. So yeah, that's it for massive pulls of the week. Upcoming drops on the retail front, probably Bowman Mega Boxes, I would think next week. I think we'll start seeing them in like Barnes & Noble early next week, and then Target and Target to follow that. On the hobby side, you have UEFA Chrome, which is supposed to be the 25th. Wait, weren't we supposed to get Select today?
Nah, they pushed back.
Oh my god.
Select's at the end of June now. It's after Prism.
Oh my god. Wow, they really waited to push that. I sound like an idiot now. So you got Prism on June 3rd, and then Prism Basketball on the 22nd. And then Bowman Chrome Sapphire. Did we talk about Bowman Chrome Sapphire yet?
No, we should though.
Yeah, so literally right before we recorded, we got a Montgomery Club email. We were all confused because like at first we're like, why are they doing Bowman Chrome Sapphire? There's no autos. And first of all, regular Bowman Chrome's not even out yet. Then we realized it was 2021, which released like almost a year ago. So this is the first time they're doing Bowman Chrome Sapphire. They're doing it like they do Draft, which is no autos, just 2 color parallels, and the product came out like a year ago. So we'll see. It's Montgomery Club. Maybe they're trying to get people's minds off F1 Sapphire. Not going to work.
I guess.
I don't know.
Because they got to. I mean, Bowman's been out for a little over a week now.
Yeah.
Or exactly a week. I guess today's exactly a week. So you have to assume regular Bowman Sapphire's coming. And
well, that's what we all thought it was.
Did we have Draft Sapphire yet?
We.
No, we didn't.
Wait.
I don't think we have.
No, we did. No, we definitely did. I remember. Yeah, because I remember.
Oh, yeah.
That. Damn,
yeah, okay,
you just put my brain in a pretzel.
I couldn't. Dude, the way Topps is and everything they're mixing around, it's impossible to keep track of them.
Like, dude, there's no way. Like, we didn't get that yet.
Are we gonna do a weekly 582 release now? Like this week's or last week was.
Yeah, it seems like it.
I guess next week will be regular Bowman Sapphire, and then.
Oh my god, can't afford all this. Please send donations.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start plugging my Cash App instead of my Twitter.
No kidding. Yeah, put mine in there too.
Yep, I think that's pretty much it for this week. Anything else, Jake?
No, I think that's it. Pretty eventful week, both hobby and sports world and retail.
Yeah. So as always, at GFNF__ on Twitter and Instagram, GFNF.io to hop on the wait list. Get in there before we get to these bigger bigger drops. We're getting to the good football here. Some of the more desirable stuff and decent amount of Topps releases over the next couple months. And if you want to connect with me, at NafuBoy13 on Twitter, and Jake is at Wrigley Elite SC. I got it?
Sir.
We didn't write it down this time, so I got it in memory. Yeah, appreciate you guys listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye.